By the way, how is it going from the morning? Enjoying? Okay, let me ask you this question. How many of you want to really scale up your business? How many of you want to make 10 times more money than what you're making today? 20 times. Somebody said 20. Who's that? All right. So are you ready to work 20 times more harder than what you're working today? Okay. Take your company to the next level. These are the things that you need to be looking at. You need to take care of your vision. You need to take care of the people in your organization. You need to list down the challenges that you have. You also need to have certain numbers. You know, you have this car and you have this dashboard in front of your car. So what are those data that you're looking at? You need to be looking at. You need to put some process in your organization. You have the right kind of strategy. And then what gets measured gets done. So you need to have some tracking mechanism also. I just wanted to take you through the challenges that you and I as an entrepreneur are going through today. What are the business challenges that we are having right now? So if you really look at it, there are three core things that I want to really take you through. The number one thing is that we absolutely don't have any control on the time that we have. Yes or no? Hello? Absolutely no time for us. You know, we are busy. One particular message takes us to another one WhatsApp message, and so many distractions that's happening to us. The recent book that I read is called Irresistible. It's written by, I don't know the name of the person, but the first two chapters was very interesting. The first 2 pages, to be very precise. The first page goes like this. Steve Jobs, you all know. And how many of you have seen his presentation on the YouTube? He talks about the product presentation. So a few years back, he was making a presentation on iPad. And if you and I, probably after watching that particular video, we will decide that if I don't own an iPad, I'm going to lose something in my life. Yes or no? That's the kind of feeling that Steve Jobs leave you with. Steve Jobs goes to his house and tells the children with some kind of a limitation to use the computers. The challenge for you and me, any entrepreneur, student, whoever may be, the only thing that we need to be looking at is distraction. If you can get out of distraction, you can do anything that in life that you wanted to achieve. So time, absolutely, we don't have time. Second, we don't know what exactly the market is reacting to. No clue at all. One day there's a customer who's loyal to you, the next day he just leaves you and goes to another brand. No control on the market. Third thing is your own company. You have many people working in your company. You don't have any control in terms of what's happening inside the company. You want to handle people, you want to handle customer, you want to come up with some technological software. Things are changing so rapidly, you don't have any control. The second challenge that we're talking about is all the challenges related to people. Be it your customers, be it your employees, be it your vendors, all the supplies that you have. How do we manage this people business? That's the second challenge that we have. The third thing is, of course, we don't have enough profit. Do you agree with me? Profits are eroding every day, every month, every week. So how do we handle this? Somewhere we feel we have hit the ceiling. There's no way to grow. Is the growth stopped? We were making money all these days, but suddenly we don't think that we'll be making money anymore because looks like the growth is going to be stopped. And you're stuck at the level you don't really know what you need to do next. There are a lot of issues, there are a lot of obstacles. How do we manage this? Is that the similar kind of challenges that I have, you also have? All of you? Yes or no? Yeah. So how do we handle this? So we go to a place and start thinking, nothing is working. What do I need to do? You are stuck. You want somebody to ask you. You want somebody to ask you some thought-provoking questions. You want to go to a consultant. You want to go to coaching programs. You want to go to different places. You want to visit trade fairs. And you still feel the strategies, you come up with strategy, it doesn't work. Or you come up with some quick fix, again it doesn't work. So what do you need to do? The question for all the entrepreneurs' mind is, how much money that I pumped in, how much money will I make? Yes or no? This is the only language the business owners understand. So how do we make that kind of a money? I like this very interesting quote. It says, an entrepreneur is someone who works for 16 hours a day for himself or herself to avoid working 8 hours a day for someone else. Is it so? Is it true? You liked it? Good. So this is what is actually happening. People talk about two things, working in the business and working on the business. Have you heard about this? What is working in the business? Every single day, you do a lot of firefighting. There's a fire somewhere here, you're trying to fix it up. Suddenly there's somebody else is calling you, there's a fire somewhere else. You go fix it up, there's someone else is calling you, there's another fire somewhere else. From the morning, we've been listening to people. People are coming and telling us, all those eminent speakers are coming and telling us, you need to constantly innovate, you need to come up with something new, you need to think about out of the box and things of that sort. But where is the time for us to really think about that? Because every single day, we are bogged down with the day-to-day challenges and we don't know where we will have the space and thinking time to come up with something new. Do you agree with me? So what do you need to do? You need to work on the business. That means you should not be getting into the day-to-day operation of your business at all. The business should run on an autopilot mode. You should start going to these kind of forums, networking, BNI, all those kind of forums where you interact with people and start looking at generating revenue for organization, presenting yourselves, positioning yourself, doing a lot of tie-ups and things like that. So you're actually looking at your business to promote your business, not the day-to-day challenges that you're going through. So how do you actually do this? So working on the business is something like detecting a smoke, not creating a fire and handling the fire. There's a famous gentleman by name Michael Gerber. There's a very famous book called E-Myth Revisited. Some of you are in the startup, some of you are already established in the business. Please read this book. It's a very interesting book. It talks to you about how do you build your business so that you can be taking vacation on a nice beach and the business can automatically run. So he talks about three things. Entrepreneur, any business owner has got three roles to play. One is the technician's role, another one is a manager's role, the third one is an entrepreneur role. Now, who's a technician? For example, a guy who's a very good chef, he wants to start a restaurant. What is he good at? He's good at making some interesting and a very sumptuous meal. Yes or no? So he's basically technically good in the hotel in terms of making those food. But you need to manage people. That's where the manager of the businessman comes out. And more than that, you need to know how to manage the money. So that's where the business side of the thing comes into. So Michael Gerber tells you there are three things involved in a businessman. One is the technician, another one is an entrepreneur, the third one is basically the manager. Now, there's an interesting fact that I want to give you. All the business owners who are running successfully, you see $100 million company, $1 billion, $20 billion company. You saw all those 6, 7 companies that Aman was talking about this morning. All the 6 companies actually dominating the whole world or the top 10 businesses in the world. And if you look at those owners, the CEO, the MD, that guy comes into the 10% category of what I'm showing on the slide. The 70% of our businesses are actually running on a day-to-day challenges. We are basically doing our role as a technician. 20% manager, 10% entrepreneur. So how you can fit into that particular post? 70% of the strategic failures are due to pure execution of leaders. We are very good in terms of strategy. We are very good in terms of attending conference. We are very good in terms of coming with interesting statistics and tools and strategy. But where we fail, we don't know how to execute things. So what you need to do, you need to put process in place. You need to refine it. You need to ensure that this process works. In scaling up, what you need to understand is that you need to have up a business model in such a way 80% of things can be standardized. You cannot keep on doing standardization every now and then. That means create one model, successful model. Once that model is successful, then you can scale it up multifold. You look at McDonald's, you can look at KFC, you look at even Junior Kupana. You create one model and make it successful. Okay? It takes 30 years, 40 years, but do it. Once that is done, then you can scale it up. The story of Walmart is like that. It took almost 7 years for them to establish one outlet. The next 25 years, they have built in 35 outlets. On the 26th year, they started 1,000 outlets. So that's the story of all scaling up. So come up with a simple model and then scale it up to the next level. You need to know exactly what are the data that you need to look at in your business. Every single day morning, as soon as you get into the car, you look at the dashboard where the temperature is good, the fuel is there, all those things. As soon as you get into your business, whether remotely or at the office, you need to know what are the data that you need to look at it every single day, every single minute, for every single department. So start looking at what has to be done. The business of the future, you know, the way that it's happening, we really don't know what is going to survive. I went to the conference in November in 2017 at Vegas. It's a technology conference. The surprising fact that I left the conference with is what? It's a scary message. It tells me 5 years down the line, 70% of the business that's happening in the world today will be out of business. I've told about this to many of my speaking engagement. There's an application called Magster where you can download 5,000 magazines. You can read it online. All you have to pay is only about 5,000 bucks. And if you are using some interesting credit cards, you get an offer to buy it for 1,500 rupees. You get 5,000 magazine on your toe. Just imagine how many people are going out of business. The person who's actually putting this magazine to your doorstep, the printing, the newspaper, and quite a lot of them. One particular business model, all of them are out of business. So it can happen to your business, it can happen to my business, it can happen to anybody's business. So that's where the technological disruption is happening, because people want it to be faster, people want it to be cheaper, people want it to be better and bigger. Are we ready to the game point of it? One of the companies that I really admire is GE. And the former chairman, the Jack Welch tells the most important product of GE is progress. Progress is the most important product of a company. Every single day, they start looking at what can be progressively done. The guy who just stepped on, Jeff Immelt, he talks about something. How the world looks at, how business people look at the world, how the challenging, the successful business people turn it around. The first aspect is everybody talks about slow growth. Are you trying to be a winning? Companies will think, okay, it's slow growth, but how can I become more protective? It's volatile and things are not under your control. But how can you be innovative? What can you do to come up with something new every single time? It's quite crowded. Every single business that you look at it, there are so many competitors around it. Yes or no? Same product, multiple service providers. You have multiple outlets, you have very few customers to buy today. So how can you be competitive? Disruptive. Things are disrupting just like that. Can you become an adaptive person? Can your organization become an adaptive? Uncertain. A lot of things are happening which is totally uncertain. You really don't know what's happening. And you can't predict also. Suddenly something happens, within 2 hours things are going in a different direction altogether. Can you resilient? Can you just bounce back and attack this? The companies have done that, made it big. Maybe 5 years down the line, you will see GE coming with a company like TCS and Infosys because they're already working on it. You can just go to the YouTube and watch a video. It's called Mind and Mission Workshop. It happens in the US. And Jeff Immelt makes a 45 minutes presentation on how much money GE is investing on technology, looking at the future ahead. How does a CEO's mind has to be? You need to be coping yourself. You need to be looking at what are the things that you need to do. How can I become more innovative every single day? If I have to sell my business to somebody, is there a taker? If there is a taker, what do you think that I need to do? How can I present my business in such a way that people will understand it? You need to be ready for two things. One is your personal readiness. You as a person, what do you need to do? There are a list of things that you need to do. I don't have to talk about it. I'm sure you would have listened to so many motivational things. One of the things that I want to really look at it is, can you look at creating the one message of finance? Everybody can be businessmen, but how can you create money? The organizational aspect of it, you as your business, what the business has to look at it, you need to define your product, you need to define your business model, and you need to do a whole lot of things. I'm not going to explain all these things. Again, I'm going back to where I left. Everybody talked about time management long back, but this guy called Chris Bailey, he took a 1-year vacation, went into a forest, spent a lot of time in terms of doing a lot of research, and he comes back and tells us, you need to do 3 things together. You need to manage your time, you need to ensure that your energy is intact from morning till evening, and he also talks about your attention span. Can you work on your attention span? Everything that you're getting into it, you're getting distracted. How can you do it? If you can look at all these 3 things, you will be able to do a better business. Finally, I want to leave you with a very interesting story. 10 years back, I read this wonderful article in Brand Equities in Economic Times. How many of you have seen these watermelon vendors? If you go to a marketplace, there are about few of those watermelon shops, one after the other. So usually what happened is one guy who looked at it, so much crowd, so many people are going, and this guy comes up with some innovative idea. He looks at it, okay, fine. How can I attract those customers to come into my store tomorrow? So he goes in the morning. He just did some kind of a market research. He looked at how the customers are buying those watermelon. He looked at one of the lady was actually finding it very difficult to put those watermelon inside the bag. So this guy took a cue from there. He went into the wholesale market early in the morning and started picking all the small watermelons. Okay? The next day morning, he goes to the shop, arranges a lot of small watermelons all across. Guess what? What would have happened? Quite a lot of customers. Everybody found it very easy to go pick up those small watermelons, and so much crowded on that particular day. 3 days went like that. What do you think would have happened on the 4th day? The next fellow also copied it. The next outlet also copied it. So this guy started scratching his head and comes up, goes back in the night, started doing some thinking, goes to the market early in the morning and figures out how do people buy. There's something called, there's a small box kind of a cut, they do it, and they'll start showing the red color thing outside. The more the redder the watermelon is, the more sweeter it will be. Okay, that's a strategy. So this guy went in the morning and he picked up all those watermelon. If you go to his shop, you'll see all the red ones outside. 3 days, all the customers were hitting into this particular shop. 4th day, the other guy copied. Okay, this guy was scratching again, goes back and start thinking, what do these customers will do after taking this home? They'll have to in any way cut it and eat it. So he comes up with an idea, why can't I really cut it, put it in a small plastic cover and start selling? Again, 3-4 days, so much of crowd. 5th day, somebody else copied it. The article leaves you with a question. If you want to survive in your business, you need to keep thinking, you need to keep coming up with something new. Thank you very much.